How's it going, my trim people? Dr. Slacking, the Slacking Doctor, back for, oh shit, week, oh no. Week 4, I think, of Egg, as this week, your Cotswold Whimsicots go up against Mario B and has his Happyville Harayamas. Shout out to Mario. Oh, I haven't registered my team. Edit teams? Is that how I do it? I don't know. This game is confusing to me. Yeah, huge shout out to Mario. His link will be down in the description. Yeah, top guy. Really like Mario, so go check him out. Sorry, I'm half-arsing this shout out, which I shouldn't do because I genuinely Mario's lovely. So go check him out. But I'm trying to do multiple things at once, and I'm not good at doing one thing at once, let alone multiple things at once. So we've made more trades. We've made more trades because obviously last week. So the first week I got the team I inherited that had the Dragonite on it. That thing was really fucking good. Shouldn't have traded that away, should I? That's the problem with grace period trades in a generation you've not played yet. You just don't know what's good or not, and you've got to do it in the grace period, so you've got to make the trades quick. Yeah, so I shouldn't have got rid of that, but never mind. And then I brought in a team that was way too kind of bulky to play on this 20-minute timer with me feeling comfortable. So I got rid of that, dropped everything, and just drafted a more offensive team, and then gave everything leftovers anyway. I'm going to drop Mario Good Luck Have Fun because I haven't, and there we go. And I think you should. But also, I have a complaint to make because I've been watching some other battles in this league and I've seen people calking, and I thought the whole point was that we weren't supposed to calc. So I feel betrayed and lied to, and oh my god, there's a Spidops. Alright, well, Bo's not a bad lead full stop, but we stopped the Spidops bullshit lead. So I guess that seems a little bit too... You know what I like more than that? How do I... Oh god, we haven't got a lot of time. What I like more than that is actually... But then is it 2 turns of damage? Yeah, it is 2 turns of damage. Shit, I don't like it more. I was thinking if I lead off with T-Tar and then I go into Boa, then I get the Sand Chip going. And if he does go for the webs, we bounce them back. But then he's not going to go for webs. He's just going to attack into Boa, and then I just take a hit for nothing. So I don't really like that. So, yeah. Okay, the goal is to stop Spidops getting its webs up. Probably want to get rocks up fairly early then in order to break its sash. Because, oh, look at his picture with his... Oh, that's amazing. With his metally Hariyama, I forgot what the new thing is called. Iron Hands, maybe? With that behind him. Okay, so, right. This is a fairly free Mystical Fire. I haven't got Mystical Fire, so it isn't a fairly free Mystical Fire. I'm just going to go for the... I'm going to go for the Psy Shock. If he chooses to stay in an attack, I want to get as much damage off on this thing as I can. I am pretty physically defensive. If he goes into the Corviknight, that's okay. I can live with that. So I'm just gonna go for damage onto this because I don't know anything about this little purple man. I know his name's Spidops, right? Or was that the first evolution? No, it was Tarantula. So I know this thing's name. I know it does no damage. But I don't know how Spadef it is. I think its defenses are horrible. So Nuzzle into Psyshock probably would have killed. But without knowing that off the top of my head. Yeah, maybe I could have Nuzzled here. Ah, Psyshock's fine. Oh, I didn't change the ones on the layout. What did he bring? Let's check in a second. So this thing comes out. Nuzzling this would have been unbelievably good. So, do I have Protect? I'm just going to Protect because if he's choiced, I want to see what he locks into. Anything like that. I don't think I saw the Mouse Hold. He could Nasty Plant stuff, but I'm okay with that. So he just wants a Ruination. Okay. So it's not a choiced set, so that's useful to know. That means I can go Vaporeon here. Ruination doesn't really... bother Vaporeon too much. I'd rather do that than go Tyranitar and a Ruination and lose 50% of my HP. So I need to check what he brought. I keep forgetting. I need to change the layout. I'm sorry. I'm out of sorts. It's Saturday evening. I've been in town all day with Katie. It's been lovely. But I'm very tired now. I'm very, very tired. We were going to do this game a bit earlier in the week, and I had a bit of a mare with this game. Let me story time. So I built a team while driving to work one morning for this game. Don't do that. That's not professional or not responsible. But I did, and that's the truth. And I don't want to lie to you. So that's what happened. But then my phone deleted all my teams, so I lost the team for this game. So then I had to rebuild it, and I couldn't remember what I'd built. So then I rebuilt the game, rebuilt the team. How do I check target? Does it tell me there what he's got? Okay, so this is a bird. So I rebuilt the team, couldn't remember what I was supposed to be doing, and spied up to 0 instead of the mouse. Okay, I can do that in a second. I'm just going to yawn. Or spied up to 0 instead of the Florges, I think, maybe? Yeah, so this thing comes out. That's okay. We get a little bit more recovery back. And I can afford to go into you. So I think he must not have brought the Florges. So the reason I'm going to this is because it would prevent hazards if you choose to like let this go down to get hazards up. I've got quite a lot of health back on Vaporeon. And if he makes the double into anything on the surf, like maybe the Quavel? Question mark? I think that's what it's called. Or maybe the Salamence. I mean, they're the main water resist, right? This would be fine against either. And if he goes into Corviknight, it can probably fire off a Nuzzle, which is something I'd quite like to do. So this just prevents, yeah, like sort of suicide hazards or any of the doubles I think he'll make here. Because what you don't do is you don't go back into the Chi-Yu thing. So, and I get another turn of leftovers on this, which is nice. So yeah, so I had to rebuild the team. And I don't know if you ever do this. Like, I find this with video games, right? Like, you know, if you're playing through a video game and then, oh, I should have just surfed. I so nearly just surfed. That seems like a crazy switch by him to me. Ah, it's okay. I'm still in a fine spot here. I'm going to go Barney, because I don't think you Ruination again. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to lose 50% on Barney to try and get something kind of happening here, because this is a little bit slow. Yeah, I don't know if you ever find this with video games. Like, if you're playing a video game, you get like a long way through, and then you lose your save data, and you just don't feel like doing the same thing again. If I've already built a Pokemon team, he does Ruination. Okay, I thought, like, with the whole Vaporeon thing, might feel kind of pointless for him, but I guess he just thinks, well, I'll force you into the Wish, which is fair. But I want to kind of make things happen here. So, and this looks pretty good in this matchup. So, the only thing he can really switch in is going to be the Corviknight. So with that in mind, do I want to like make a prediction on that? No, I think I'm just going to fire off a Stone Edge. I think that's a sensible play. Yeah, I hate kind of building a team that I've already built because you just feel like, I don't remember what I did the first time. Is this as good as the first time? You just feel like you're kind of, I don't know, like in the shadow or something. It's not a good feeling. I'm glad I just went for the Stone Edge. This should do a lot even through the burn. Like, this should really hurt him. So this is a more supportive, so that's interesting. So when I had to rebuild this team, like, it was a bit messy. It was a bit all over the place. And then I think he's going to die to Sandstorm here. And then we were supposed to play like the next day or 2 days after I built it. One thing at the minute with Wi-Fi that's quite tough is that we don't have, or I don't have access to like easy to use. What's going on with this hair here? Look, ooh, got a standy uppy hair. It's just for you in this video. Anyway, we don't have access to genning bots, and so it's actually quite difficult to gen a team. You have to speak to someone in advance and say to them, hey, like, you know, in the next 48 hours, can you gen a team for me? And that's not necessarily an easy thing. I'm just going to go for... I'm just going to go for the Dragon Tail here. If he body presses like he body presses, Iron Defense. We're going to force him out. Good. Don't want him setting up on us. We made the correct play. Glad we went for that. So you have to let someone know 2 days in advance. So not only do like... I would... Ooh, that's quite lucky for him. That is quite lucky for him. Man, that sucks. We'll go for it again. Yeah, that's going to hurt a lot. So I tend to build my teams pretty close to the game, or maybe I'll prep and I'll learn things, but having to have your team like prepped in advance, I tend to forget what I've built. And then we had another delay because so he's probably Power Trip. I think for now, do I just force him out with a Yawn? Do I Dragon Tail him out? Let's just Dragon Tail him out for now. I don't want to give up this much health on Garchomp, but Garchomp isn't essential to winning here. And I'll take this hit and be able to force him out, and that seems more important. Yawn doesn't necessarily force him out, and it can put me in a bit of a difficult spot where I'm relying on sleep turns for him not to set up more, and he could potentially sweep me if he gets set up enough to just body press through this Garchomp and Power Trip through the Golden Go. So I'm just going to go straight away for getting rid of the threat. Yeah, so basically we built the team, and then me and Mario were supposed to play quite early in the morning. In absolute credit to him, he was going to get up at 6 AM to battle me, and then because of like bank holidays and stuff, we got the days mixed up and we weren't able to battle. Shit happens, so we had to rearrange for a later date. And here we are now, but because of that, I've built 2 teams for this game. I have no idea what any of them do, and I'm a little bit like all over the place and just like, I don't know what's happening. So this is not fresh is a point, and it's a bunch of mons that we've traded for that I'm not necessarily used to using. Like I've never used Hatterene and stuff, so and I haven't, you know, I haven't done any mocks or any prep or anything, so it's all a little bit scary, a little bit hairy. Which also describes me actually, a little bit scary, a little bit hairy. So here, do I sacrifice health on this to get up hazards? Hazards do look good. If the Salamence isn't boots. I think I do, because I don't especially need this. Ah, and that's really good information. So he is Scarf on the bird. Scarf Moxie Sweeper. Alright. We are running with our Scarfer, and we Oko him with our Scarfer with Flower Trick, so we're okay. That's useful. That's great info. Anyway, I have a question of the day for you. So today, I was supposed to play football, and it got cancelled because the weather's been crap, and so the pitches were waterlogged, which sounds stupid to people that don't play football, but basically, because people think, well, you play football in the winter, like, why does it matter if the pitches are wet? The problem is, if the pitches are so wet that the ball won't travel over the pitch, if it just stops in the water, if it's like a puddle, then you can't really play. So football got cancelled because of that, and also you tend to he's probably not. Let's just Dragon Tail him out. Let's just be safe here. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that shit. So we didn't have football, so I don't often get. So basically, I work Sundays and I play football on Saturdays. Katie works 9 to 5 weekdays, so we don't often get a lot of time together. So I was like, oh look, I've got a Saturday off. So we ended up going into Bath, which is a lovely city not far from me, and we this time I think I am gonna go into the Vaporeon. At this point, I've got my rocks up, which was the priority. I'm happy to go into this. So we went into Bath today. Now, question of the day. Does anybody else find, like, we didn't do anything stressful in Bath. We just went, got lunch, dropped by where I worked, said hello to my co-workers, and then got, like, a brownie and came home and ate the brownie. We did shopping. We went to the that doesn't clear hazards, right? It clears terrain. Yeah, okay. We went, so do I, well, I can definitely yawn here, because you can't go to anything on a yawn. Who is who? You are who? So the only thing that could U-turn out and not go to sleep is the bug, but that would have to take rocks, so I think I could pressure it with rocks. So yeah, we went shopping, we did our weekly shop, we got some lunch, things like that. So I think I can just spam yawn here. And then I got home, and like, does anybody else find it just incredibly draining? Even just going to town for the day, just having a lunch. Like, we didn't even go shopping really. Like, we weren't going like, you know, trying on clothes. We weren't doing, you know, excessive stuff. It was a pretty chill day. Does anybody else just still find it incredibly draining? Just leaving the house, you know, just going for lunch. You're just like, oh, that's it. I don't want to call it like social. That's fine. He just chooses to let this go to sleep. I'm totally okay with that. And especially in return for just an earthquake, that's fine. Yeah, does anybody else find that so just knackering? And I don't want to call it like social battery, because it was just me and Katie chatting. We could do that at home. I don't feel tired doing that at home. But somehow being out of the house and doing it, so much more draining. So much more draining. So I want to be able to pressure this. If he doubles Hatterene, that's a really good play. Sorry, if he doubles Corviknight, that's a really good play. So I think you save this because you don't want this to... There's no drawback to nuzzling. I was gonna say, I think you save this because you don't want to have to put something else to sleep. And there's no real drawback to nuzzling here because if he stayed in, it's not like the Quagsire is doing anything. So let's get the nuzzle off here. That's nice. Slow this thing down. Potentially get power turns. Just makes it a lot more manageable to deal with in a lot of ways. It means that things like the Golden Go can blast through it a bit easier. Go back to Garchomp, Dragon Tail him out again. Like, I know this is slow progress, I'm sorry, but like this set is just, I have to play cautious around the set because it can sweep me, and so I'm having to just like slowly neuter it and break it down by paralyzing it, by getting hazards up, by just like, all right, you're not getting your leftovers because I got my hazards up, or at least I'm neutralizing that a little bit. You're not, you maybe won't get every turn off like you want, now you're paralyzed. It's just those little things you have to do, and at some point I will get the opportunity to set up with something like the Golden Go and just bust through it. But for now, I just need to keep whittling it down like this. Well, the Golden Go is really the thing that will bust through it. So do I need to bother with a spike here? It doesn't hurt to. It doesn't hurt to. As this thing comes back out, okay. Slow progress. Slow progress. It's my fault, like, it's not his fault. My team is, like, without Tyranitar, so Tyranitar was adamant, I think, pretty high attack, to try and bust through, and I kind of threw that out, so without that breaker, like, I have put myself in a little bit of a difficult position. Am I going to have a problem with Terra Steel Salamence once he gets a DD up? Yes. If he U-turns into Terra Steel Dragonite here, Terra Steel DD Salamence here. Okay, so he used Rapid Spin on this, so he gets rid of the hazards. That's fine, but we force him into the spin. I want to know so bad if that Quagsire is Water Absorb or not, because it's quite useful to know for Golden Go. Now's not the time, though. I'm just going to wish here. He Scarfed into Rapid Spin. I didn't think he'd have the Rapid Spin on this set, so that's useful to know. I maybe could have gone into Golden Go there. Didn't seem worth it. Okay, goes into this, not the Salamence. Interesting. Do I kill this with a Surf? Do I outrun it? Oh, he's actually leftovers on this. Interesting. Interesting. I would like to stay in for the I would like to stay in for the Wish, but I just don't want Sticky Web going up in any world, and I've got no other removal, so I'm so sorry this is such a slow game. I tried to trade away my bulk, and I just got it. I drafted offensive things and then ran them defensively, where last week I drafted defensive things and just sacked them all to make the game go faster. This week I brought fucking leftovers on Garchomp and Hatterene. So I think he's just going to use... Does he outspeed me? I think I'd like to go Golden Go here. On the odd chance he goes Corviknight. Okay, so he chooses to stay in. He won't go for Webs, presumably, or Hazards, because of his Magic Bounce. So it'll be interesting to see what he does go for here. He goes for Circle Throw, which we're actually immune to. Do I kill this now? If I go for a Make It Rain. Ugh, I don't want him to get webs up. I can Terra Steel. I think I want to Terra Steel, Make It Rain. I think that kills this. And if I can force a KO, I want to. Losing my ghost typing is not superb, but it's also not awful. Look at that big axe in his head. I don't know if I've ever seen that, what they look like when they Terra Steel. That looks insane. Got an axe in my head. How did that happen? What? Alright, Spidops goes down. That's big. Okay. So now I don't have to play quite... So the Hatterene... See, the reason that I wanted that quite a lot is now the Hatterene is free to focus on the Salamence. Like, yeah, he can Terra Steel me. Okay. So... I'm going to go Garchomp, and I'll explain why. I'm Scarf Low Kick on the Meowscarada. So... he's going to Terra Steel, which makes sense because he doesn't want to take that. I'm hoping that if I can force just a little bit of chip with Rough Skin, because I don't need the Garchomp for anything else. If you look at his team, like Garchomp doesn't really beat anything. It gets hazards up, but it doesn't really beat anything. It just phases things. So I don't get the Rough Skin damage. That's annoying. But this won't be do much damage at all. And I can just EQ here. He'll take a spike when he comes back in, is the good news. Unless he was Boots, which he could be. Oh no, we're going to run out of time. Fuck! This has been a good game. This is where the timer sucks, because this has been a good game. This has been a really good game. Garchomp's eats, because Garchomp's a menace. Bulky Chomp, man. Bulky Chomp. Very good mom. Okay, so we take out his Terra. I think he was just time pressured there. I think if he wasn't time pressured, we might have seen him go Corviknight. This is where timer sucks. And we've both been clicking pretty fast, I'd say. Other than me adjusting the layout at the beginning, I feel like we've been making our decisions pretty quickly here. I think we were in a pretty good spot anyway. Like, I think he was going to struggle. Like, once we got that chip off, I think then Scarf Meowscarada's looking really good in this game, other than the Corviknight, which is always going to struggle with... I mean, this feels scummy, but it's the right play to make, because I don't know how timer decides who wins, so... Okay, so we win 5-3 on timer. 5-3 on timer. I don't like, if you look at that, how does he really beat the combination of Scarf Meowscarada and Golden Go? As long as I keep those two around, like, they just he can't really do a lot. So I think we would have been okay, but it wasn't over, because Moxie Quaquaval is a problem. But I always have the Revenger in Flower Trick Meowscarada. So I don't know. GG to Mario. This was a super disjointed one. Did we win last week? I don't know. I think we won last week. So I think we're technically 3-0 since we've joined, which is really, really good. I'm loving this generation. I wish that timer... This is the first time that I've really felt like the timer impeded the game, because I think that was a good game. I was enjoying it. It was probably a bit slow for you guys, but yeah, a little bit good about that. Oh, well. Sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place today. Like I say, I'm tired. Social battery. I don't know. Can't put my finger on it. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.